My name is Erin Rosebaum. I am a second grade teacher in West Sioux and Haywarden. I've been at Center Point probably since birth. I went to a church at college, but then found myself back here in the area post-graduation. I've always loved our church, and getting a job in Haywarden as a teacher, it was perfect. Just quite the fit that our second location was in Haywarden. In college, I really dug into my faith and what the gospel looks like and what that means, being a disciple and ministering to those and helping make Christ known. I had some opportunities to be a small group leader. It was such a sweet experience to get to see some of those girls come to Jesus and build their relationship with Christ. Being asked to serve with high school students, I thought, how sweet to see that for high school kids and connect with them and see their relationship with Christ grow too. So teaching second grade, I'm in charge. I have the lesson laid out. I know what our goal is. With Center Point students on Sunday nights, we can have a topic of conversation, but really it can go wherever we need it to go and whatever's on the kids' hearts that night or whatever sticks out to them and whatever passage we're reading in. So it's quite a different feel because I'm with kids a lot, high schoolers and young kids, but it's just different getting to see these kids really dive into their curiosity within their faith and their relationship with Christ. The first moment that comes to my mind that really sticks into my head from worship is seeing some of my high school volleyball girls in the front row, lifting their hands, singing loud, and just seeing them pouring out their hearts, just closing their eyes, lifting their hands, and it makes me emotional just thinking about it because I know, just knowing those girls in their hearts and what they're feeling in high school day to day, and then seeing them in church just praising the Lord, lifting their hands, talking about, I invited this person to church. Such light to me that these high schoolers are spreading the word, trying to make Christ known themselves. Your yes should be on the table because God has already showed up for you in so many ways, and saying yes and serving Him is the least you could do with your life for all that's been given for us and the sacrifice that Jesus has given for us on the cross. And so a simple yes and few weeks of being uncomfortable, learning how to do coffee or trying to figure out the lights, or a few awkward handshakes opening the door for people, those are so small in comparison to what we could be doing. But it's so small in comparison to the sacrifice that Jesus made for us.
Hello, I'm Colby Oldenkamp. I just graduated from Sioux Center High School, and I'll be going to Dort in the fall. I serve in the nursery occasionally, and then for the last 3 or 4 years, I've taught 1st through 3rd grade Sunday school, so I was a small group leader, and then this past year I was a large group leader with one of my classmates, and then I'm also on praise team. I play keys, the pads, and I sing. There was a upperclassman from my school, and she was like, oh, well, you can come sing with me, and so then I started singing with her, and then we started teaching Sunday school together, and then I took one of my own friends to teach Sunday school after she graduated, and so just kind of being taken along throughout the years by older people, and then also some older members of the church encouraged me to continue working as a large group leader instead of just a small group leader. I feel very encouraged by a lot of the older members of our church they keep on pouring into me, and I think God has used my Sunday school kids to teach me more than I could ever teach them, and they teach me patience. They remind me of the true joy and the wonder you can have when you learn about God and the stories in the Bible, and even some of the ones I've heard 100 times. They're just so refreshing and exciting for the kids, and so they just remind me to have this zeal and this hunger for the Lord like they do. I think that serving is my best way to contribute to the church, but I just believe it's my way to pour back into what is pouring so much into me, and also I know that it's growing me and it's growing the people around me too. I've learned to be flexible and keep what's important first. And we just have so much fun. And sometimes I think we forget, as older people, even as, now I guess I'm almost an adult, but we just forget that there's fun in this too. There's joy in this, and it doesn't have to be so serious all the time. When I was in middle school, Raj Campers was just the best Sunday school teacher. Like, he was just the best, and he would teach us so much, and he had so much wisdom that he would just pour into us. And like, as a middle schooler, that was so helpful and so fulfilling, and it gave me this like desire to learn more and to go out on my own and try to be in the Word and talk with people about my faith. And then as I grew a little bit older and I started helping with Sunday school with McKenna, it was just a good reminder to like go back to the basics and like learn the details of Jesus' birth and learn the details of the resurrection and the details of Noah's Ark and all those types of things. And so I think it's so good to go back to the basics or the parables you've heard a million times. Just this past year, I professed my faith, and I feel like that was a moment where I professed it in front of the church, but I had been professing it in my life every day for probably a year before then. And so it was just kind of like a sign to the church that it was official and I'm not going anywhere. And so as I teach my kids in Sunday school, it's just like constantly doing the continual work of discipling them, even as I'm still being discipled by older people in the church. Yeah, I really hope that my kids like genuinely learn to love the Lord and serve Him and like pursue Him on their own. It's easy to show up to Sunday school when you're 6 because that's where your parents send you after church. But even like as a high schooler or as a middle schooler, like, are they wanting to open the Word on their own? Are they wanting to go to Sunday school or Bible study or worship with their friends? Like, I just hope that I'm giving them a foundation for where they can go in their future.